In this simulation, participants assume the roles of poor men, women, and children who live in a traditional agricultural society. In this simulation, they're faced with many of the economic decisions which poor farmers in an uncertain environment have to make. The participants' objective is to escape poverty and live a healthy life. Before the simulation begins, participants separate into different farm households and take on their respective roles. The game simulates a period of 4 agricultural years. Each year starts with an investment period, followed by work in the fields or in the town. Each year ends with a health and demography assessment. At the beginning of each year, farmers may invest in fertilizer to increase agricultural yields, storage space to preserve the harvest for the next year, a stove to decrease time spent on domestic activities, and a bicycle to migrate to the town. They may also buy contraceptives, pay for the education of their children, and take out microloans for further investments. Each family must allocate land and labor to carry out agricultural production. They may grow cotton, maize, beans, and cassava crops if they allocate a suitable labor force to the fields in each of the 4 periods of the agricultural year: early rains, main rains, early harvest, and late harvest. Land is the ken of men, but women may also take part in specific agricultural activities. Besides their role in agricultural production, women carry out domestic tasks such as food preparation, water collection, and baby care. Every man, woman, and child needs to be associated with a hearth to have access to enough food and water. Every baby has to be part of a creche. Children can work in agriculture or help their mothers in the house, but they can also be sent to school to have better job opportunities later in life. Agricultural production is likely to be affected by shocks such as pests and drought, which either reduce agricultural yields across the board or lower those of specific crops. There's a town nearby where men, women, and children can get paid employment. To get to the town, they can either use a bicycle or buy a bus ticket. Once there, accommodation, which is free in the village, has to be paid for. People who have been to school can become office workers with fixed salaries. Those who have not must take lower paid jobs with fluctuating incomes. At the end of an agricultural year, farmers harvest their various crops. Agricultural shocks and the neglect of weeding diminish yields. Investment in fertilizer increases yields. The crops harvested are first used to feed family members. The better each family's nutritional status, the better its health status, and the lower the probability of a member's falling sick, entering hospital, or even dying. After nutritional requirements have been met, the family can sell or store the remaining crops. Crops cannot be kept to the next year if the family has no storage space. Crop selling prices are significantly lower than their purchase prices. If nothing was invested in contraceptives, new babies may be born. Farmers are subject to many economic and social constraints, but there are few rules for the participants of this simulation. The farmers in the village are free to interact at any stage.